Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope all is well, hope all is good. Thanks again for tuning in wherever you are. And in saying that, I hope you're well, hope you're safe and keeping safe with everything that's sort of happening at the moment, as we know. But look, in saying that, I've got a massive video today. That's right, California Rugby League. I'm going to be talking about it, getting into it, and in saying that as well, keeping you guys updated on what's happening. But in saying that, before I do, I've got a ball to catch. BRB. Alright, California Rugby League. As we know, it's the competition that started on June the 26th. And the first game was the LA Mongrel, who took on the Sacramento Immortals there. And obviously the LA Mongrel coming off with a close win there. In saying that, a lot has transpired. We've seen a lot of teams play since then. The introduction of the Razorbacks, the Barracudas, the San Francisco Savage, the North Bay Dead Pelicans, and then the Young Tigers. So we've seen a combination of teams playing each other, obviously vying to come first place or to be in the top two. And on top of that as well, we've been able to see the interactions, the engagements, and to see what the players have been doing, which I think has been very good. And in terms of the fan engagement, I'll be honest, second to none, my personal opinion. And on top of that as well, we've just been able to just see the competition grow. You can actually see that there's effort and they're actually trying to do something. And again, kudos not only to the people behind the scenes of the California Rugby League, obviously, mentioning the refs and, photographers, people do videos and all that stuff, commentary, but a big, I guess, hand of applause to the people actually playing, those who are actually, giving their time to grow this game, this beautiful game of rugby league that we love. And again, without you guys, it doesn't happen. So hats off to you guys. Whether you win or lose, it's not the point. The point is you're experiencing rugby league, you're experiencing something we all love. And in saying that, it's awesome as to see. Now look, the season so far, to be fair with you, we've seen the dominance of the LA Mongrel, who have not faltered so far this season. And I think for myself have been the benchmark team of the competition so far. And on top of that as well, you've had obviously the showings of the Immortals as well, who I think have been a solid team. Then you've had the Razorbacks. Then you've had the San Francisco Savage, Barracudas, as well as the Dead Pelicans and the Young Tigers in that mix. And we've seen different teams again showcasing their talent, showcasing what they can do, their strengths, their weaknesses with all teams. But in saying that, amongst that heap, I think anyway, LA Mongrel have stood supreme there, and in saying that, we've got some few cracking games which I'll get to, but in saying that, you just got to recognize just how good they are and have been thus far this season. So as we know, there were supposed to be some games, but due to COVID in California, the situation there called for an audible where things had to be sort of replaced. And now what's happened is we're coming to a halfway point anyway, is what I dub it. But in saying that, there's going to be 3 games for each team thus far. So apart from Sacramento Immortal, who have actually played 3 games, every other team will be able to play or get to play 3 games. So for example, we'll be seeing this weekend, which I'll get to, which is the main part of the video, the LA Mongrel, who will be hosting the San Francisco Savage, and then as well as the Razorbacks against Sacramento Young Tigers. And then we'll have again the San Francisco Savage will be taking on the Razorbacks, and then we'll have the North Bay Dead Pelicans against the San Diego Barracudas. And then on top of that as well, we'll be seeing the championship. So again, the way it works is that obviously you get 2 points for a win, and on top of that as well, you're going to be only fighting for that, that top 2 position, which will enable you to get into the grand final. So you may argue and say that LA Mongrel versus San Francisco Savage is probably just a little preview of the grand final, but in saying that, there's a bit of a mix now, because if San Francisco Savage, say for example, win that game, then that means the likelihood of them against the EPA Razorbacks, East Palo Alto Razorbacks, that is, will determine whether LA Mongrel make it in or not. So again, this is the part we love, about rugby league as fans. Maybe not so for the players or the teams involved, but for us, there's that uncertainty. Again, there's that mystery. And at the same time, it's all about just putting it all in the field, because only you can determine where you belong and what you can do with that. But in saying that, we get to see, again, some of the Dead Pelicans play. We get to see a little bit of the Young Tigers play, which is going to be good as well. And obviously, we see 2 games from in that span as well, the Razorbacks. But as I mentioned before, the Sacramento Immortals have already played their 3 games. So yeah, in saying that, obviously we're going to be looking forward to that, and I'm going to be doing these teams, preview by preview, as well as giving you guys my predictions. But obviously, on top of that as well, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts after this anyway on the LA Mongrel, who take on the San Francisco Savage. Now, in saying that, with all things, there needs to be a ladder. There is a ladder here, so I will be showing you guys the table right now. Have a look at it, so that you guys can see, just give you guys a bit more context as to what's happening so far and why the race for that top 2 position is actually more tighter than you think. So stay tuned for that one there. Again, just by looking at it, I think that's probably a 3-team race. I think depends on how EPA go. Obviously, San Francisco again. Man, it's going to be really tight between those 3 teams. LA, EPA, and San Francisco vying for that top 2 spot, which guarantees them a championship grand final match in the California, Rugby League World Championship. And in saying that, it is going to be pretty tough. So yeah, again, table, look, what do you guys think? Now, we turn into it is what it is. It's the main event this Saturday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. over Emerald Cove Park. Now, just a FYI, for the New Zealand, for the Kiwis and Aussies who will be watching or interested, that'll be our 29th of August again. That is the 29th of August for the Aussies and the Kiwis, and that's the 28th for people in North America. So we see the LA Mongrel, the dominant LA Mongrel, who hosts the San Francisco Savage. Now, for me personally, obviously San Francisco Savage, they've had 1 game thus far, whereas LA Mongrel have been able to test the waters, and again, they've come out, carrying gold because of their experiences, because of their wins. Now, heading into this game here, potentially for LA Mongrel, it's going to be a straight 3 wins in a row if they do this. And obviously for San Francisco Savage, it'll be 2-0 if they win this. So again, a lot hangs in the balance here. And as I mentioned before, it's actually a lot bigger than we think, especially in the standings. So this game here, to me personally, again, it's going to be experience. And these are 2 of the founding teams too, by the way. So you can technically call this an old school match, probably like a, the two old teams, the traditional game, if you will. But in saying that, I still think this is, in terms of representation, it's still a big game here. Now, these teams have played each other before, but I don't think in this context here, which to me seems like a very big one. So obviously, as I said before, LA Mongrel, they've experienced wins. San Francisco Savage, they come in with brute force, and again with a hunger and desire to beat the LA Mongrel. In saying that, though, obviously you've got to see it from both ways. It's going to be really heated. It's going to be pretty competitive, I think. Anyway, now obviously both teams have some very key players for them, particularly in the halves as well as in the forward pack. So for me, this is going to be a very, whose forward pack is meaner, whose forward pack is stronger, whose forward pack wants it more. Again, as we all know, forwards determine who wins the game, backs by how much. But in saying that, I really think this is going to be a very game that is going to be focused on the forward pack. But in saying that, I still think on top of that as well, it's a team who not only recognizes the forward battle and dominates, but it's also the one who does the real basics of rugby league. You'd be surprised at just how the basic fundamentals of rugby league can literally win you a game. The kicks, the passes, the completed sets. Again, we're talking about just the basic fundamentals here. So which team shows that? Which team performs that well? Which team carries that, for the whole 80 minutes is the one that's going to win the game for me personally. But in saying that, this is the part here where I've got to predict. Now, look, as we all know, like I said, LA Mongrel, very experienced in the winner's circle. San Francisco Savage, again, 1 game under their belt, but they look very strong there. In saying that, though, obviously, if you're looking at it from both ends, LA Mongrel do have that experience over them in regards to their recent wins, and they've shown to be a very gritty team. However, San Francisco's explosiveness and just absolute, spark to attack from anywhere needs to be considered here. So in saying that, as I look at the two teams here, I think it's going to be really close. This game here, I don't think will be one-sided. I actually see this game being a genuine contest here, with probably one team winning by 6 points or less. And in saying that, I think for me personally, oh man, this is going to be hard. The HTB guarantee. The HTB guarantee is San Francisco Savage. That's the tip. That's the tip right there. The HTB guarantee is the San Francisco Savage win in a very, very tight game. In saying that, please don't mark me word by word. I'm being serious. This could honestly go either way. I genuinely do believe that. Even by a point, that's how tight. Even by a point, that's how tight I think this game will be. But in saying that, that's my thoughts there. San Francisco Savage to win the game. 20 points. 20 points to 22. So LA Mongrel 20 points, sorry. San Francisco Savage 22. But that is my thoughts there. But again, guys, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on it? Again, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. But in saying that, if either of your teams want to win, what do you have to do? Hold the ball. See you guys next time.